Whereas God said, 2 is better than 1, and 3 is a cord unbroken. To find 2 standing as 1 today, it's a major problem. Even when 2 are standing as 1, they're only standing as 1 for a short time. How much more nations? How many nations are standing together? They only stand with you for the common interest to share at that time. And if there's no common interest, they're not standing with you. Even if people feel it's okay to stand alone, from the creator of the creation, its intention is never for us to stand alone. It's to stand together. Psalm 133 did advise that it's a beautiful thing when people stand together in unity. It is in the place of unity that God commands his blessing, according to Psalm 133. Even in the Bible, the book of Acts, it is when they stood together in one accord, whatever God has in mind for them could not come to manifestation, even if they have the promise, until they're able to stand together in one accord. My brothers and sisters, unity is a powerful tool for human. Unity is a powerful tool for humanity. If we, as all human, can stand together, holding our hands together, then the number or statistics of people falling will be reduced. They will have sisters, brothers, nation, tribe, culture to lean on when they are falling, to help them to stand. They are simple things. They are simple English. They are simple reasoning, but they have a powerful effect to humanity. Everyone needs someone. We all need somebody. The withdrawal of somebody in our lives leaves us with emptiness. There is a certain effect it leaves negatively to human being. Even if you compliment the loneliness by saying you are better alone, but you're only better for a short time. Human beings are created to dwell together. Let me bring this home. Why am I saying all those things? This is for us to know that the one that created us, that has placed us here, has not made any mistake. Never made any mistake. He did not only created us to put us here and just make us to be figuring out the way we want to do it. That's why he said through Daniel, he made Daniel to know that as many kingdoms that will be established on the face of the earth, as many nations that will spring forth on the nation of the earth, he gave an assurance to Daniel to let us know that him, God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, rules in the affairs of men. God rules in the affairs of men. He rules for a purpose, so that we as human beings, in the first place, we're not going to be alone here to figure this out, to figure this planet out on our own. Even if he has given us certain ability and free will, he is still there to work with us, to let us know that we're not alone, and whatever things we try to figure out, whatever answer we're looking for, him, the creator, is available to give us every answer. Like Jesus told the disciple when he was leaving, he told them, I will not leave you nor forsake you. He said, even I'm going now, I will leave with you a comforter that will be with you to teach you all things and bring you to all truth. Because we cannot do it all alone. We cannot do it all alone. When we know we're not alone, that God is with us. And when every other brethren that we see, regardless of their tribe, nations, or language, when they see you and they know they're not alone, there's a sense of belonging. There's a sense of hope. There's a sense of revival that brings. Naturally, it's an instinct. This is one of the reasons why programs like this have to be heard. This is one of the reasons why even talking like this is very important, so that whosoever is listening to me can know that they're not alone. That with this program, they're not alone. That God is with them. You cannot see it. You might not see his face, but you can feel him if you open your heart to know that you're not alone. over and over and over again from histories, reading the scriptures, we have seen how people desolated, people in their tribulations and calamity, even when they thought they were alone, to the Shunammite woman, to Daniel, to Joseph, to many more, to Paul and Silas, to many more, to the widows, to the woman with issues of blood, to the lame, to as many as we can list of different categories of society of life of that represent one thing or the other that we can be struggling with. Jesus came to let us know that we're not alone. Hence, why one of his names is called Emmanuel, meaning God with us. But if you don't open your mind and renew your mind in every situation that God is with you, there's a tendency that the way you're going to behave or respond to that situation will be different when you know that God is with you and when you don't know that God is with you. When you know that God is with you, there will be hope to the fact that you're not alone. So the thought of depression, the thought of suicide, the thought of all these negative things, the thought of stealing, the thought of killing, the thought of outsmarting anyone will be reduced when what you see, all you think is you're alone in this. Immediately what happens is hope will be gone. You won't see a way out. Desperation will set in. To just shut everything down will be the only thing you'll be thinking most of the time. And so people just take their own life or do things contrary to the way the society has designed humans to respond to certain situations, or probably a lot would depend on medications to survive their life. My brothers and sisters, friends and listeners, this is to let you know that you're not alone, that God is with you. He rules and reigns in that affairs that you're going through. Not just to be there to mock you, but to be there to create what has been missing in that situation. Don't forget, he remains and he is still forever a creator. Hence why he said, and he still keeps saying, that he will make way where there is no way. Hence what he said, and he's still saying, is there anything too difficult for him to do? Hence what he said, and he's still saying, with man it is impossible, but with God nothing shall be impossible. He said, and to them that believe. God is there to lift our burdens. He said, come unto me, those who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He said, call unto me, and I will answer you, and I will hear from heaven. This is one of the things, many things, that God has said to us, to let us know that it's not just with us, to mock us like others will mock us, that it's with us, to walk with us and walk through us. But if we don't herald this statement to the next person and to the next person to us, that we are not alone, that God is with us, to give hope and to make hope start rising, oftentimes what we're meant to be to each other or what that situation we're going through is meant to be might turn out to be other way around. But the good news is, if you're listening this day, the good news is it's not too late to believe if you're listening now that God is with you. As a matter of fact, it is the reason why this is coming to your way. It is the reason why you are flipped to this day, to this program, to this slot. It's for God to let you know you're not alone, so that you can turn to him in your own ways, because he rules in the affairs of men. And with him, nothing is too hard for him to do. That thing that is hard for you is not hard for God. That thing that is difficult for you is not difficult for God. That same person that you look around you, that you think it's not there for any purpose in your life, that same stranger that you see, that person that you think is a stranger to you, you never can tell how and in which way God will use that person for you or for that situation you're going through. Hence, why he said we should be careful how our attitude towards a stranger that we should be kind and receive them with grace. Because he said, peradventure, in doing so, we might receive an angel to our bosom. Because you never can just tell in which way God will move while he's with us. He said, like the heavens is far from the earth, like the east is far from the west, so are the ways of God far from our ways. So the things that you think it cannot be, that might be the only thing that God delights, that through it things can be. And God moved through anything. But it is only when it is the absential of human that God will choose to raise other things to do his glory. In other words, God prefer to work and do his wonders through human. What am I saying? Through that brothers, that sisters, that neighbor, that friend, that your workmate, that person that looks so hard to you. When you open your mind and your mind is renewed, there is no tell to how your world will begins to become beautiful. How your world, that situation, will begins to become a new ground of hope for you. This is very important, that we come to an understanding that we are not alone in this universe. The creator of the earth didn't put us all out here to figure it out on our own. Even if he has given us wisdom, he is still with us to help us figure it out as he works with us daily in all we do. Hence, in conclusion, why he said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding, that in all your ways you should acknowledge him. So thank you, friends, for watching this episode, and I hope it makes you well. Again, don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and click the notification button as well, so you get to know when a new episode drops. Again, till we meet next time, don't forget that God rules in the affairs of men. Stay blessed.
Some people are not lucky enough to have family unit, a nucleus family unit, or an extended family unit that allowed you to even express your intentions, your fears, your reservations, your vision. So some of us didn't even have who to go to. Look at the issue of Mohbad. He had issues. I mean, they say those guys killed him. I think he was just careless and eventually lost his life. I think I heard the story with Mohbad.
Yeah.
The story has it that he had a quarrel with his wife, and his friend was inside the car, and he expected his friend to take side with him because what he was quarreling about really mattered to him
At that time,
So, but his friend was
in passing,
he was just telling me that calm down, defending the wife, how friends will just try and you quarrel with your wife. I'm your friend now, I no go just the quarrel with your wife too. And he got so angry. With his friend, you're supposed to be supporting me. Why are you supporting who you first know? Oh yeah, come down from my car.
Hi friends, my name is Olumide Lewis, and welcome to another episode of Olumide Lewis and Friends. Today with me on the show, I have a very dear brother, a dear friend. I often refer to him as my blood, my brother, a very, very important person to be on this show with me, and is the person of Tony Awobode Roland, aka Don T. How are you, the Don?
Oh yeah, I'm very fine. I'm very delighted. I'm very happy to be on this set. Wow, it's a dream come true.
It is indeed, Don.
Yes. So basically, I'm Tony Roland Awobode, like I said, just in case you want to sign a check. Yeah. But if there's no checks involved, it's Don T. Yes. Well, some of you might remember me as a regional judge on Project Fame. I was on Project Fame for about 4 seasons. And the likes of Olawale and the likes of Chike, I was, one of the judges that put them through. And for many, being in the Southwest, you probably have heard my voice over 20 years ago. The Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, both television and radio. The first independent radio station in Ibadan. I was on it for many years. and I'm now a consultant. I also build and manage radio stations. I'm also a certified advertiser, out-of-home advertising. And I also consult for state government, among many other things that I do. So that's for short. Yes, and Olumide and friends. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
As you were just saying, Dunton, I was just picturing those days that I will come to meet you. Which was it? Splash FM? No.
Yeah. Okay. Splash FM. Yes.
Was it Splash?
Then we had 32 FM while I managed it.
Yes.
Then Jams FM.
And that was
I've been around.
I think that was 2006.
Wow. 2006. That was Splash FM.
It was Splash FM.
Yeah.
And after you finished, we now went to options, just a promotion thing.
Yeah. Very true. Wow. That's a long time ago. We've done that, and we've been there.
It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Even just reflecting on it now, it's hitting me so bad.
But that's good. That's life. It shows that life needs, you need to be dynamic in life, and you can always look back and see how far you've come, and then you appreciate God more. Yeah. So it's glad that we can look back, and yeah, good. Yeah.
And I'm so happy, Dante. You know what makes all this relevant today? You know, that time, we were younger than this. We're with so many ahead of us that we were looking up to.
True.
And whatever achievement they had, then we were just like,
was it possible to ever get there?
Just get there. One person would just come, buy land, just create something. For example, option that time.
Yeah.
It was the highlight of Ibadan. And we're like, wow, we were so happy to be part of it. I guess you were running it for them at the time.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was around then, back, I basically spent my 2 weeks in option. Then your house was very close to there, you know. So I was just like, then we will just be looking like, how are we going to get there someday? Is this possible? How you go be? Pardon me speaking out.
Yeah.
How you go be?
I won't take
up. We're not speaking out, but that's not the thing where you go sleep with.
Just like any other young man, I'm sure a lot of young people, Gen Zs, I'm sure they'll be wondering, okay, you know what? How is it going to happen? What do we need to do? How do we get there? So where do you want to get to? So that's the first question.
You know,
where did we want to get to then? We were also lost. We just wanted something good for life. We were striving and trying and just struggling. Sometimes we get it right, and then most of the time we got it wrong. But we kept adjusting and fixing and making mistakes and adjusting, and yeah. But somehow God just has a way of, just keeping.
Because a lot today.
Yeah.
Today, the state we were then, and what was the state I was talking about? Then, the state of having that feeling of no helper. That state of having a feeling of no helper. Not that you didn't have a mother, but your bukata, your palava don't pass her own help.
How do they say it? We say water don't pass Gary.
Yes. Not that there's no dad, but in fact, if you tell your dad your vision, he might just. Some might even disown you and say, how? So people were around you, even the uncle, to tell uncle, the little money you asked him when you were younger, that he played on you, the memory is still in your head.
But you're an uncle now. I'm an uncle now, so you know how it was. I mean, you couldn't even take all your problems to uncles. I mean, even some people are not lucky enough to have a family unit, a nucleus family unit, or an extended family unit that allowed you to even express your
intentions.
Your intentions, your fears, your reservations, your vision. So some of us didn't even have who to go to. Yeah, and that's life basically.
And that's the situation a lot now. A lot of friends right now. When I mean friends, the viewers, the listeners.
Yeah.
Because this is Olumide Lewis and friends. Friends, because we tell ourselves everything without hiding it. A lot right now. They might be younger to us, they might be older to us. That's their present state right now.
So let's just go back again.
Yeah.
At that time, some of us were in school. We had just graduated from secondary school, trying to get to university. Now, some of us, I'll make references to us in particular, but some of us within even our social group, within your age, some went to school, higher institution immediately. Some went to university. Some were lucky, went to polytechnic. Some could not gain admission
At all.
Some people wrote JAMB 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 10 times. So imagine how your situation will have been if after you graduate from secondary school, you couldn't get into school for 5 years. And then the next JAMB, so
Backlog of life already.
Yeah, so who would you go and meet?
That will even believe
That I want to write JAMB.
life.
I want to write JAMB. They were like, you want to write JAMB? Go and learn mechanic.
You are going to meet them to get disgrace.
Just go and learn mechanic now. They won't even attend to you. How many times have you written this JAMB? Some WAEC, some English. 10 years. So now, even as friends, because we're talking to friends here, even sometimes you will start to hide from your friends. So you start to look for ways to hide your inadequacies.
Using today's term, package.
So you will now package yourself. So they're not going to see you for house. Say, where you there? I say, day school. Meanwhile, you know day school. You don't run come off for house. Now, some will not even go and package themselves even in a school. They will attend lectures for years. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they'll be in that campus. Then the 4th year, in that same campus, others are graduating. Then he too will go and borrow convocation gown.
And where?
But no certificates. So these are the things that happened. We're not saying maybe these things are happening. These are true life situations
That many of us
went through.
Many of us.
Yes.
If not for the grace of God. If not for the grace of God. And that's what brings me to the next thing I want to really hit on. Because like I said earlier on, a lot right now, to speaking, this is their state we're talking about. That work, even a lot, like you said, even some will even graduate, wear the gown, no certificate. Some were even smart enough to go and cut certificate and present it. And they are still working now, but they know say one day, they want to go gas. Right now, a lot today as we're speaking now, that's their state. That solid position they're owning, sitting on right now. They know that one day review will expose them.
But you know what friends do? No matter how deep you've been or you've been disassociated, friends can now talk about it. Because part of the things that happen to men, midlife crisis and the many, many things is that men are afraid
To open up.
So from that stage, imagine...
Fear of stigmatization.
Yes. Imagine if someone had been out of school for 5 years and he wants to now enter in campus and go and hide. And then fortunately, you can meet a friend like Mide. And then he has the ability to open up and say, sir, I've been in campus. I don't even have O level. I'm just here. And there is a 5-year course. I'm already in 400 level. And then you can tell the person the truth. You believe in the lie. This thing will catch up with you.
It's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of
when.
Yeah. So go back to school. Can we redo it? What is the problem? And then the person can now start to open up and say, I just can't pass exams. Okay, why am I saying this? I was in that condition. I was in that situation. I was. But fortunately for me, when I had hit what they call the Waterloo, I could not find solace in family. Which of the family member will I go and be telling that, okay, that my O level, that's No, I don't want to do sciences anymore. No, it's arts I want to do. Some people are lucky. They have a very close family unit. Some people are,
Uncle that is.
one uncle that is a professor that say, "Wow, come and live with me for 2 years." And if it's that uncle that loves academics, he will straighten you out. But we don't want that kind of uncle. No, it's that one that
The gangster walk.
is the one that will abandon you at the hair where you can hide your
Yes. And
your vice
use your predicament to an advantage.
to an advantage. You will just be following your uncle up and down. If he's a businessman, he carries back now.
No one next day will retire.
You will retire again.
This is say you are with me just before.
So maybe he has one business in Apa. You don't follow him, go about. You say, don't they? So that's it. So for me, I had to go back. And who did I find my friend in? One day I went to a private university and I was looking for the guidance and counseling. Because I know there should be counselors now. I used to watch it in movies. People go to talk to counselors. What is the function of a counselor? So I started looking for a counselor. I discovered they didn't call them counselor. I think he was a corporate affairs manager. One day I just bumped into his office and I sat there. I was like, and I said, "Sir, please, sir, can you give me an audience?" I said, "Okay." And I told him my life. "Sir, I don't have an education. I've been out of school for almost 10 years. He says, "What have you been doing so far?" I said, "I've been doing this, I've been doing that." He said, "This one that you're doing is good. Okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you put it for a diploma? Why don't you, okay, now go and do your O-level again?" That's the friend I got to. That's who saved me in this aspect, because I opened up to him and he was reasonable enough to listen to me. I can never forget him. Dr. Olabi of Lee City, Corporate Affairs Director of Lee City University. Yeah, he was the one. Okay, do this. And I got 2 diplomas, like play. And I did my O-levels again. I did pure sciences and I went back and did my literature. And guess what? I did it twice before I graduated. Even the O-level, I still did it twice.
But at least you got it done.
Eventually I got it done. And guess what? It was after I got it done that things happened.
Other doors.
Yeah, other doors. See, the doors now opened in rapid progressions. So today I'm a certified advertiser. Today I'm renowned. In a particular state, I'm the chairman of the Association of Outdoor Advertisers. Yeah, so today I consult for state governments. Today I have titles behind my name, like when they call people's name, ministers, they say MSc, BBA. I used to like those things. Now I have it behind my name. But it was that, there was that period when you would be stuck, obviously. So yeah, and eventually I finished it. I had after 2 diplomas, I had my BSc in Mass Communication and Media Technology as an enterprise graduate. And from there, many things. And yeah, sorted. Many friends are going through. Many. Everybody has something that makes him a little bit inadequate. But the more you have the real friends, the better for you. Even look at us as friends. Do you know how many things we've talked about as friends? Our inadequacies? Mide? Or you don't remember?
I just a flashback.
Do you know? Okay, so
many as possible.
Okay, so we are strong men. So let them know this, because we've been through. So I remember one time that I was even boasting. I had not even cried in 10, 15 years. The only time
let me interrupt you, please.
Okay,
in a good way.
Yes.
Hold your thought there.
Yes.
There was something you said that everybody has got a certain level of inadequacy in their life, but friends. Say that again, please.
Okay, so like I just said,
yes,
everyone has an inadequacy. Everyone has something there's a hole, there's something pinching him, there's something giving him the palpitation. I am Aja, your heart got caught. If you remember the thing. But when you got friends, I know it's God that places friends, though.
It's a friend's closer than a brother.
Yes. It's the God that will lead you to the right friend. Because we have friends. There are many friends. So you have to pray that as we become closer, then the friends will now be of value. Even if a friend cannot give you immediate solution. You know, so normally, usually it's when we're broke, we remember friends.
Yeah.
I say, my friend will send me, quickly borrow me that money. Yeah, that's even good. But when you become closer, you can even tell a friend about the situation you know you cannot solve. It's not because okay, I need money. Then I come and tell you. It's not like I need money from you. I may just need encouragement.
Not the financial substance that most people will think. You know?
So when you need money, you go to a friend. No. You may not need the friend to solve the financial. It could be an advice. You might need the money for a wrong. Remember one time when me and you will be on travel.
Not again, Tony.
We needed money. We wanted to go to Santo Domingo. Before Japa was Japa. We wanted to go to a country we did not know anything about. And we needed money.
We were given 2 weeks. We needed to move.
2 weeks.
Max.
It's like telling a guy or one of our friends watching, young people, and you encourage people to share to younger, let them listen to this thing. Imagine if now there's an advice, someone says, come and pass Sahara Desert. You will get to Spain. Don't worry, we could just cross Mediterranean with boats. Don't worry. You just need 1 million. You see, a young man now will be looking for 1 million.
Instantly.
And he doesn't know the dangers
that lies along the way.
Crossing the desert. He doesn't know that there's no sure way crossing the Mediterranean, trying to get into Spain. But he will be looking for 500,000.
You looked everywhere for it, don't you?
300,000.
You waka come Lagos. Me, I don't even know where I come my own go. I remember that the ship, was it the FedEx file or DHL? It was you that brought my own package and yours came. I remember adjacent to Platinum for Bodija.
Yeah.
You know, that cafe now.
Yeah, yes.
They used to, where there was meat pie something.
Voltron.
Was it Voltron? No.
Okay, not our own cafe.
No, not Voltron.
Okay, we went somewhere else.
There was another place we used to go and browse there.
Oh,
by the T junction.
Yeah.
Just next to GT Bank. Adjacent to Platinum Hotel, by that traffic light.
Yeah. Is it Finite? No, it's not Finite. We've forgotten the name. Long time ago.
Long time.
So imagine.
That was where you brought mine and I opened them Santo Domingos, Central America.
Yamo
they go. From there, go cross, enter Florida.
If they told us that we're good to swim across, what rivers do we have? We have Lake Lagoon, Lagos Lagoon.
You used to see better. You are a better swimmer now. I don't know.
We go cross Lagoon now. They go just tell you, say, to cross the Lagoon, buy something to put in your nose mask or something for oxygen. If they told you that thing was 500,000 naira, just wear up, cross Lagoon, you will cross. You will be looking for the money. But if you meet a friend will tell you, no, there's no way there. So that's what friends do. There's no way there. How about this way? You see, let me put it to, I've established that point. When I finished my diploma, I first thought it was a spiritual problem, that maybe in our family, we cannot get BSc. I believed that this one a course. So after the diploma, getting it was difficult to like this.
The others should just get like that.
Oh, yeah. I suffer. So the day I finished, I carried it. I went to thank the man. I prostrated. See, yeah. I don't want to speak my native language. He said, where you escort me reach, I don't reach. Thank you, sir. You have made it happen. Bye-bye, sir. The man say, have you put in for your DE, direct entry? I wanted to enter the ground.
But this one I have to struggle to finish.
Let me just be going.
This one is enough.
Go and put in for your DE. So I said, yes, sir, I'm coming back, sir. That coming back, now I run. So he had an intercom in his office. He just called maybe the registrar, or so he just called someone. Hello, is there still DE form? They said, that I think it was a bit late because I went in late. He said, no, they should reserve one that a student is coming down now to pick it. Pick care. So he said he was waiting for me in his office. I should go down and go and pick the direct entry. That's why I did direct entry. That's why I got the BSc. If not, I don't run. I even thought I was never going to get it. That is spiritual. But I've gotten it now. So yes, that's what friends do. And that's why, as much as this podcast is, it's for friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about the issues. We can look at it. We can advise.
Can reflect.
We can reflect. And if there's room for help, direct help,
We can help.
we can help.
Because we've been through what somebody is going through now.
Yes.
You understand? And I'm so really happy. I'm so grateful because I all those time I remember, even when I called me, I'm English City University. I think you were still managing some studios at that time.
Yeah.
I think Cocoa was then.
Yes.
You were the director,
It
So,
was crazy midday.
I can picture now and see the hard work
No, it was hard work.
with no helper, don't you?
No, it was hard work.
No helper, nothing. I'm picturing everything back. You understand? The friend at that particular time, is what I want people to even understand. Because from what you just said now, it means friends could be of any age.
Any.
Because this person now must have been someone way older. But God used that person. It brought him down to the level of your level. So he can relate with you as a friend.
So let me tell you about another friend. So I call him a street uncle. He's late now. We call him Uncle Solo. Solomon Ikalia. Now, if you're a social guy, we're young now. We were also social. We were trying to run club. We were trying to, just try to survive. You meet some older men that maybe they're always in the bar. Those kind of
interesting.
Yeah.
They can see themselves in you.
Yes.
When they were younger like you.
But they are not the church, spiritual, religious.
The street knowledge.
They are just street men. They drink. They do all sorts of vices. So you can imagine those kind of people. You think nothing good can come out of them. But somehow God used him as a friend for me. So every time something goes on, maybe we're managing events because we'll keep doing events, doing show, show biz now. And then you will be boasted, which school you go? So he will want to involve you. Which level you join? Are you a PC? Are you a this? Are you, you'll be dodging those kind of uncles because they serve their day levels. Then one day, I just opened up. I said, Uncle Solo, I dropped out. He said, What thing you say? I said, I dropped out. The man's face changed. JB na street, nothing concern him now. His face changed. He said, what? He just called another very, you have some serious men too, businessmen that they're also friends. But that one, that he is more responsible. He's got money. Everybody respects him. He now reported me to that one. That one now come and say, you're an intelligent guy. You mean you drop? Oh, yeah, go back to school. I'm not looking at them. Okay, go back to school. Are you people going to sponsor this school? So every time I'm in a show, I'm in the club, running the club or doing something, I will always jam Uncle Solo. And Uncle Solo will always bring the matter up. So I became me that I've left everyone's that will be picking on my case. I've ran away. I'm now in the club. I'm doing my thing. Now there's one Uncle Solo that's not even disturbing me.
Like a thorn in your flesh.
It's like a thorn in my flesh. Where I'm supposed to just be enjoying myself. So I now promised him I was going to. So part of those, like that inadequacy pinching me was one of the reasons why I even went and met Dr. Olabi. So eventually, the first set of loan that I got, it was the same Uncle Solo. Told my other brother that I'm working for, Mr. Sheffield, and says, Sheffield, this boy need to go back to school, give her money. And Sheffield will not give you money. It's not built that way. And I was like, since you're working here, let them give you a loan, 3 months of your running club. Because we used to run the club. 2 months money for club. Yeah, take. loan, no, return it to. So that was one of the things I used to get my form for the diploma. So you see, everything kind of, yeah. So yeah, we need those people. We need friends. Sometimes we need to open up. Even as men, when we become men, we have many issues. For some of us, if it's not marital, for some it's with their children. For some is with their in-law. For some is with their society. Look at the issue of Mohbad. He had issues. Yeah, but I didn't say those guys killed him. I think he was just careless and eventually lost his life. But he was going through the situation.
Real life issues. Even before he ventured into the music industry.
Yeah, so who were the people? Who were the friends? Your father can be your friend, though. Your mother, like my mom. My mom was my biggest fan while I was on radio. My mom was my number one fan. She didn't call herself my mom. Fan. You know how fans behave. Do you know how fans
over loyal?
I bet you never see fans. You never see how fans they treat their celebrities. They go all out, they are crazy. My mom was my number one fan. And there was no fan that could live up to my mom.
Amazing.
But she was my mom. You know why? When it's time for mommy duties, 100%. Shebi this now my fan now. They praise me just now. But once there's time for stick, now she go switch. She go switch. She will switch the role. You're my son. No. You did this is wrong. This step is wrong. I think this step should be right. In fact, spiritual level, she'll church lonely. You go to church. Till now she still asks.
Just checking.
The
checklists.
So even when we go through down times, friends are there. And like I said, it's God that will position those friends for you. So it's how you use them. You've been an amazing friend. You've been a wonderful friend. You're not just a friend, or they say friend in need is a friend indeed. So you've also been a friend indeed. Okay? Yeah. But like I said, before I lost that thought, I said I hadn't cried for 15 years. But me and you, we've had a conversation. And it brought tears. Because we were speaking to our spirit and soul. That's what friends do.
I remember when I was dropping the voice, I was crying, sobbing too.
I had to sob.
Were you sobbing?
Yes. Is that not what I've just been telling you?
I don't know, say you cry.
I cry now.
Now your case made me cry.
Yeah. But me say that's it. That's what friends see. I told another friend of mine, I said, after we had that episode, because we were talking real deep talk, I went to meet him. I said, no, we too need to graduate. We can no longer be friends on the surface. So let me tell you one funny thing. In the last 1 year, I've been on a project. The project on the outside looks fantastic. Everyone that knows that I've been on that project are praising. Some are jealous. They believe they are Oti Hammer. But now only me know within my eye they see.
Where they sweat.
Because
you were running it all alone.
Yes. So sometimes but if I have friends that all they have is of you is high expectations, whenever you fall short of that expectation, is either they push you in. That means that you don't meet up. But if you have friends, even when you fail, okay, back then now we don't come out for school 10 years now, gain admission. Some of our friends gain admission immediately. Immediately. 4 years finished, started a career, started their family, they're looking sparkling. So if you have inferior complex, that person is no more your friend.
True. Don't take. True.
But we're still there. How far away? Hey. What's up with us? I don't go jam center now. I went to write my your fifth jam. What's going on now? Okay, don't come over now. Travel abroad now. Maybe something can happen. I said, no. Let me just write this jam. Okay. So when is the day? Some people call you and say, is it not next week? Good luck, oh. I wish you flying colors, oh. As a friend. You don't graduate now. You never graduate. So if you don't graduate, if I have a friend who never graduate, when be your she make I follow you go to set, what can I do to help?
True.
Come, are you even studying at all?
No. A lot of friends, once they pass, sorry for cutting you, once they overtake you, that's it. They are even the reason why you so feeling left behind, because they're not looking back anymore. You won't feel the distance in a race if the person ahead of you once in a while or oftentimes looks back at you. You won't feel the distance, it's the connection. You feel a pull that someone is saying, come up here, and you can do it. Even without a word, the action is showing it. But imagine a car just pass you by, that's it. But a car that just passes you, and in fact, the fact that it can just pass you by, they now increase their speed to make sure you don't catch up.
Yeah.
Compared to a car that passes you by and realize,
that person is your guy now.
You understand?
That person is
and
your
slow down a little bit, you catch up and you see him, zoom up a little bit, and you know that, okay, this person is communicating to me, watching out for me on this road. Oftentimes, this is what I think is missing most of the time. Their success becomes the element of bullying towards you. In fact, the fact that they can leave you behind and make sure the distance is big is what makes them feel successful.
Yeah, but that's not a friend.
I know, but that's what it is.
Yes.
Most people, but they're not a friend, and they say, oh, friends. And you'll be looking at them, and that's the disappointment. And this is meant to be my friend. Guy, you know what we do before we get here. Why not be you no go understand? Say, guy, get up. You understand, don't you? Do you get what I'm saying to you? Yeah. You know, I can remember that time, and I'm not saying this to praise anything. When I left, don't you know, I wasn't settled there. I had to come back. You forgotten. Yeah. I brought money. I said, yeah. But that time you were in Splash FM. You remember it was because Splash FM was going on, option was going on. No, like, okay, the whole 2 weeks, you remember now, you and
we were together.
Together, I didn't, because it was you that I came back home for. Not because I was doing it to hype myself. That was the same thing you were doing too. Even before I left, you will find a way to call me from school. Me didn't show now, this will not happen. No. Remember, I will rush down. We'll go do. Why would you do? The newest thing in town says, me did this is like, you know, a continuous impartation till date.
Friendship.
You were never overtaking each other. When you move ahead, you wait. When I move ahead, we wait. And we keep pulling. It's like we created a field of a pool. You understand? Like a centrifuge, that's centrifuge and centripetal.
Yeah.
There's a pool there that just stay connecting to themselves.
Okay. I've learned one or two things. Meeting people, meeting older people. So I've met people in their 60s, in their 70s, with different achievement of life. And then you begin to wonder, how can these people be friends? Okay, I know someone. He's highly influential. I don't want to, you know, some people get to be presidents, some people get to be governors, some people get to be ministers, you know, something like that, but highly placed. And he has a very close friend that everybody, if the man comes, they was like, who be this one? But you cannot understand how they are still friends. I've met several people like that.
You can't compare like the distance.
Yeah.
And the thing is, isn't one of them seeing the distance, or one is afraid to challenge it, or the other one is using it to bully the other person? Because I don't fit imagine.
Okay, so when people are waiting 2 hours, 3 hours to see this person, because this person is highly influential, his friend will come will enter, probably the security will try to stop him. He will scatter the place. Full scatter, and just cause trouble. Enter and say, you wait in the waiting room. That one, his friend will even call him and say, Mabinu, just wait small. I'm still in one very serious meeting. Maybe when they leave. Because there are other people waiting. Why you guy will just be there? Maybe after 1 hour, the guy will just clearly spark. Go to the door. And when the security they're trying to maybe, so you just come and say, you people okay? Leave my friend alone. Then he and the friend will just talk. And so go or wait, or still wait. And then the guy will now go and sit down somewhere. Maybe he will now eventually wait 3 hours. You understand?
Yeah.
But his friend made him to understand that, look, I'm busy too. Okay, wait. Might be new. Then you now see him just gonna wait to 1 corner. But he will wait 3 hours. So maybe by the next time he comes, his friend will tell him, okay, if you are looking for me, don't come to the office.
Let's meet where
we always meet, in the house. And then maybe it's only at midnight, that one is free. So the guy will go and wait in the house. If he knows the wife, he will wait. They'll cook for him. But it's not like he is a VIP. He won't come with escorts. He won't come as a minister. He's just coming as a normal person. I've seen many. So you see this top guy, top businessman, and he has another business. This one too is a businessman, but he's not top level. So let's imagine someone is a ED of a bank, and he has his friend that has been in the banking sector, but in his own sector, he never rose to be an ED. He's maybe a manager of one brand, and he's also doing well for his own level. But his best friend is the ED. So when they meet at conferences, he knows that's his best friend, but he's going to sit in his place and just be watching his best friend do MD level stuff. You go respect him now. But by the time meeting is over, you go and maybe tap the guy, but maybe you can even slap his head. Nonsense. Oh, there, go there. You kept me waiting. And you just smile and my own quarrel. He was like, this old man, why are they even quarreling like this? But they'll be calling themselves by nicknames. So that's friend. See, so anyone that goes ahead, you are just pals. You are just associates. We're just using the word friends to describe that situation. And sometimes friends even do the meanest things, and they are still friends.
Wow.
Because one friend might be overbearing
than the other person too.
And they'll go, we'll be managing your excesses since, so it's borrow.
It's too I beg.
But he's his friend though.
Won't let go.
Can quarrel, and that's the same thing that I think I heard the story with Mobad.
Yeah.
The story has it that he had a quarrel with his wife, and his friend was inside the car. And he expected his friend to take side with him because what he was quarreling about really mattered to him
at that time.
So but his friend was
in passing,
was just telling me that calm down, defending the wife. Just how friends will just try and you quarrel with your wife. I'm your friend now. I know go just the quarrel with your wife too. And he got so angry. He got angry with his friend. You're supposed to be supporting me. Why are you supporting who you first know? Oh yeah, come down from my car. So that's also a friend expressing his mind to his friend. But when people see it, they'll be like, the same guy that threw him out of the car. Maybe later at night.
They are come, what are you doing?
He might even be that one that won't even still be begging. It might be no. There's some way offend person. No. That one still feels no vex. Might be no. He might even beg for a week. And they might continue that friend. So, yeah, but we all need friends.
When I look at you, I don't see myself. It's about you. And good enough, it's the same image you project to me. Every time you look at me, I don't see you seeing yourself. It's about me. What is it? What can it's you're so little. When you look at me, you make me big.
Yeah, I had this friend in secondary school that I still have absolute respect for. He was a bit bigger than us, Igbo boy. Igbo Muslim. He got into a fight and he got to a mad rage. and no one could hold him, nobody could control him. He was fighting another guy and they were fighting themselves brutal. They tried to separate them, agree. So I got to his back. I turned him around. He's bigger than me. I grabbed him by the arm. Bah! Slammed his face like this. Look at me. Immediately, he said, gaze. Calm down, calm down.
Not just friend now, as we're talking, we're just out of just flashing into some things. You and I over 30, more than 30 years. And while you were talking, something just came to my mind. I can't recall a day that we had a dispute.
Okay.
I can't. Maybe you should juggle, ma'am. Maybe you should help me. I can't recall.
Silly dispute. I want to sing over silly things.
Yes, but
okay, go type. No go now.
But that's not just that. No, besides, I will come face you.
Say you.
I can't remember one day, don't you? I can't remember one day. And I'm trying to come at a point. I'm coming to something by saying this. As we talk, I just a flashback. When you use the mobile thing, of course, you rugged, I did rugged. I was going to be saying thank God say age, we don't grow up small. But that time, people that also waiting this up, But I can't, and vice versa too. You see me when back in days when we were younger. I know they
were the action man. Too much energy.
You understand? But I don't remember one day that maybe
that we disagreed,
and I said that is it,
and it got physical.
No, it's been once. Maybe what's up? Even if I come with voila, you don't see I'm from this side, would diffuse me. I'm more go chop amala first. You decide later you come back. Is it Popsy? You see, you don't figure waiting this up. And it's not me. I don't remember one day that we had to argue or fight or get physical with ourselves. And as I was thinking of that while you're talking, one thing came to my mind. That could be one of the reasons, if not the only reason. Respect.
Absolutely.
Respect.
Absolutely.
Self-respect for yourself first, and then respect for one another.
Absolutely.
And in other words, and that has made this friendship a fruitful one.
Absolutely.
So which means a friendship, I'm trying to define kind of friend now that we need in life.
No.
Because
a God-sent friend.
Friend will respect you. Will have self-respect for themselves as well. If don't see me doing these things, or it would discredit the image I'm projecting to him. Self-respect first, then respect for the other person. Now, this is my subject. I dare not. So it's not about me. It's about this person. When I look at you, I don't see myself. It's about you. And good enough, it's the same image you project to me. Every time you look at me, I don't see you seeing yourself. It's about me. What is it? What can you're so little. When you look at me, you make me big.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense.
It makes absolute sense.
I don't look at you looking at me and I see it, and I believe it's vice versa. Self-respect, humility, being humble to one another, being meek. Not that we don't know our strength to do, but we're meek. We'll show that meekness to one another. Like God said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And I think it has helped us to inherit each other and the goodness that comes with our lives.
True.
Over these years.
True.
If I'm wrong, correct me. But as you're talking, that's what I keep reflecting on. One of the secrets, because that's what things like this exposes. If not for Tango for podcast like this, and thank you, Dante, for sacrificing, for coming. I know it's not that very easy. I know the tax, flying down, traveling down from Ife, Ibadan, all through yesterday, early this morning, left Ibadan to eat Lagos. Dante, I appreciate it. It can only be what we're talking about, Dante.
Yeah.
You were as of yesterday to like around 9 o'clock. You were showing me a video. At the governor's house in the governor's office. You have to send me video voice to let me know that this is where I am. And I was around to 9 yesterday. just to justify why you couldn't. But yesterday, and first in the morning you left Ibadan for this place, don't it? Can only be what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The self-respect and the respect for one another.
Absolutely.
That if I don't make this possible, what will it make me look like to me? And if I go and do this, I know it would, you know what your coming is, you know what this would do.
You know, then when we were young and running wild,
Yeah.
whenever I got into a situation where I feel scatter, maybe there's something, someone is disrespecting us, we're in a public place, and I have the ability to create chaos. Whenever you're there, I always try not to create chaos.
Me?
So even you make my head level. Because if I go start up, let's say me, then we'll stop this thing.
You know, so that would say when you back, but that was a code then.
Yeah.
When you back a bite, you don't just back, because I go just chop and go
Chop the person raw.
And it was obvious. It was a good thing that we made it a code. So it wasn't just what we thought. It was like when I was sending a text message, you bite, no, you back a bite. So, so go no, okay, this will make. I'm telling you,
And that's what way it was. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, friends will also know each other's boundaries. We know each other's boundaries. I had this friend in secondary school that I still have absolute respect for. You know, he was a bit bigger than us, Igbo boy. You know, Igbo Muslim. Sorry, I'm not being tribalistic here, but Chijioke was
usually very
it was a
stretchingly built. My culture.
So he got into a fight and he got into a mad rage. And no one could hold him, nobody could control him. He was fighting another guy and they were fighting themselves blue black. They tried to separate them, agree. So I got to his back. I turned him around. He's bigger than me. I grabbed him by the arm. Bah! Slammed his face like this. Look at me. Immediately, he said gaze. We calmed down. That's my friend for life. Do you understand? That's my friend for life.
Then have that respect for you.
Because
The value is the value
same
place.
thing that will happen. If I'm in a situation just like you, you call me to order, listen. Some it might take a while, but you will have to.
We put the weight on the voice of the person that is standing before you, and you start shutting down.
Yes. So everyone needs that.
And when you even come to decision makings, no matter what I've made, when I run it through you, I say, Dante, I'm running this through you because I know you can read it for me. Because I know anything you say you won't. And Dante has helped.
Yeah.
He has really helped.
Yeah.
It has really helped. So what I want to now say is this, in all these things, looking to our journey and involving our friends. When I mean our friends, our viewers, our listeners now, you understand? Because we're just opening up for others to find their own stories in our stories. In Psalm 138, you're very religious, you're very, let me take that back. You have a relationship with God.
Great.
You have a relationship with God. That I know.
Okay.
100%. And I guess it's vice versa.
Yes, it is.
Of mine, And like I was saying the other, this one of our common ground. Even up to now, Dante, we don't get anybody, but we get somebody.
Like God. Mighty God. Almighty God.
We know you today with Osun State government, because it's both. The governor and the government, or your state governor and the government. Like, you made me fall in love with Ibadan. And I'm still in love with Ibadan. The way you say it, my Ibadan.
True.
My Ibadan. I have to think about it truly, now my Ibadan. Because you held it down. In fact, when he felt everybody emptied from Ibadan, in my own head, it was only you that stood behind. You held Ibadan down. You held it down at the right job. You held it down, doing a foundational work that we're all enjoying today. Who would have thought the entertainment industry, the high life, whatever it is that society has become today, will be a talk of today? But who held that foundation when it was very little? Option was only hangout. That was like, wow, Ibadan. Option, you understand, don't you? Today, many, but you held option down, doing that, the radio station, so on and so forth. Today, but the foundation that most things were happening today. Podcast, the way to go. You're a guru, veteran, Now it's all making sense. And that's even now in the next 20 years. Imagine what it will be. Many will can remember back in the days, Davido and Co would come to Splash FM and all that just for you to just play their stuff. Today, look at these guys today. You held it down. Still on God. All right. Now, Psalm 138, verse 7 and 8. I will read it so that I won't miss any word. Because a lot of people, our friends, our listeners, they are listening to what we're saying right now. And they're like, yeah. Okay, so what? That's your own success stories. So
how does it relate to?
How will I see way out of mine? But I feel there will be injustice if we don't really tell them truthfully how we made it this far. Like, yeah, so who that got you to the government, who to become executive of this, to be chairman of that, this and that. And even a lot that tend to know you even more personally, like I know you, like, come on. Even some we even think we belong to something. Or it's bound join, is join this, is join that. Do you understand what I'm saying? But that's not the case. No. We had many troubles.
Yeah.
In fact, many that a lot never knew or can still know. Because we can't share all. Natural, not because we're bad, just normal societal pressure that will crack you up. Part of those ashes, don't it? We rose. Psalm 138, verse 7 and 8. I will read it in what? Because it's peculiar to what we were saying, and it's peculiar to what Nigeria state is today. Because everywhere you turn to Dante, people want to tell you the trouble first. And the way there is no way out. They want to even whisper it to your ears. Even when you say they want to tell you how critical it is even. So that you like, daru, so on and so forth. You understand? This is what the Lord says. The verse 8 is where I'm going, but look at the verse 7. Because a lot are in verse 7 right now. Psalm 138, verse 7.
138?
Yes.
Verse 7 says, though I walk in the midst of trouble,
yes,
thou wilt revive me.
Yes.
Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of thine enemies.
Yes.
And thy right hand shall save me.
Don't see.
Yeah.
Read it again, please.
Okay. Though I walk in the midst of trouble.
Midst of trouble. Don't see, we were walking in the midst of trouble. Yes or no? We were walking, but trouble everywhere.
True.
Keep on reading.
Thou will revive me.
He did not only say, don't see, everything you said when he started his revival by sending a good friend, that professor, and that was the pinnacle of a revival. He did not only just revive everything.
True.
Do you understand? He revived the destiny. He revived the purpose. Keep on reading.
It says, thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies.
Yes. Even the same God, because that one that you just read, God said, we don't wrestle. So, with flesh and blood, powers, principalities, spiritual wickedness and high places, rulers of darkness of this world. So, sometimes with this oppression of these things, we won't just understand why many things are not just going well until the one that knows these things, the same Colossians says, he said, is the head of principalities and powers. All things are made by him and for him. Nothing that at the mention of his name, they will bow down and confess. He said, but that same one, he stretched forth his hand. Read it, don't he?
and thy right hand shall save me.
His right hand. Because our friends need to know. And if they don't know, they should begin to go and search and begin to read that there is the right hand of God.
True.
And what it does is what we're saying. Everything we'll be saying about our journey, don't close it, because the next one says something very important too. God can revive. That's our story today. This is a story of a revival of God in that journey of our life, of our destiny, that life that started and continued before now in the midst of many troubles, until the Lord stretched forth his hand. He revived. He pulled us out. Like Psalm 40 will say, I waited patiently upon the Lord, and he inclined his ear to my cry. And out of that miry clay, out of the horrible pit, because those pits were horrible, don't they? You were trying to get out, but you were falling in the more.
Definitely.
No way out till you like, I'm giving up.
Sure.
Until you gave up, you told Uncle Solo, I dropped out. Which means, before you dropped, you no try. You tried, and I remember back then in the you had on the Civic, you didn't drop out like a failure. You dropped, don't you had, back in the days, you had your car, you had, but
I had the car,
that
21.
Yes.
20.
It didn't stop Mary Clay. Till you like, you know what, this thing is not just working the way I wanted it. I'm dropping out. But he stretched out his hand out of the miry clay, horrible pit. David said he pulled him out. He said he now established his feet on the rock. He put a new song in his mouth. He said, many shall see and fear and put their trust in the Lord. Don't you? When you're just talking, even sitting here, that's what I keep saying. How God played out in our life. Even when we never knew was closer to us than we thought then. It was all about God. We had no friend except what we see in front of us, that this is my friend. And the friend that I have in you was not sufficient for the friendship we both had. Don't you understand?
Yeah.
You are my friend, but you as broke as I was. But we're just happy friend, we're just happy friend that was just, we are broke, but we're happy. At least I will not go complain saying your own fault. Where
I will go check.
Go try to shop with your Jordans. Was it Air Jordan?
Air Jordan.
You go Wakawa. Just to go to Kamala for jewelry. We will trek back again. We'll just keep talking, gisting about today, just future. Like we're just like prophesying to ourselves out of, we'll not go crying now. We'll just talk hope. But then God will listen to us. And it put today, don't close it here.
Yeah,
today, your feet is on the rock. Mine is on the rock. It's a new song you're saying. Was it easy to have many accolades behind your name? Knowing that you worked for it. And knowing that you achieved it in a short time. Like you said in that statement, that after you finish the diploma, the doors begins now to open. You understand? He said, a man received nothing except it is given unto him from above. A man received nothing except it is given unto him from above. From the diploma to the degree to the professional certifications, name it all.
Then, of course, I had my master's in international marketing.
Yes,
and also
master's in international marketing and marketing. Look at all, don't you? There was a time you wanted it. By your strength, you were failing. Until God's strength strengthens you. And it became easy. Don't be. Today you have a new song. I have a new song. Many must have looked at you. Those who have mocked you in time past. They'll fear. Some will quit. Some will say, the same God that has done it for Tony, he can do it again. Now the next verse, read it please.
So that's 8. Mm-hmm. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever.
So don't say, read that again one more time.
The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Mm-hmm. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever.
The Lord will perfect that concerneth me, thy mercy, O Lord, forever. Because of our friends and the state that the world is, that's why this is very important. That's how I'll ask this question as running up. Is it true, using our life as a case, that truly the Lord perfect all concerning humanity?
Very, very true. 100%. 100%. Very true. The Lord has been good.
And He's just getting warmed up with us.
Yeah.
What we thought was there, He's just saying He's just starting.
And interestingly, the final word of 8 says, forsake not the works of thy own hands.
Mm.
So, God Himself has used us through His mighty hand.
Mm.
So, God cannot forsake the works of His hand.
No.
So,
No.
it means that we have a very solid future.
Yes.
Right?
It was more solid than we thought, because He said exceedingly above what you ask or think He will do. Because just as a lot now of our friends can't see a way out, we were once like that too, we didn't see any way out. Neither do we have anyone to tell us this. We're saying that rather we figuring it out eventually, that it can only be God, that it's been God. We never expected it. We were not even thinking towards God. God was out of the picture. Not that we were not thinking that God can do it, but we were so consumed with the situation that we were driven
With the struggle.
Yes, the ocean current, like ocean current. We were driven away far from the track of God by the current of the situation. Like many of our friends today had been driven away far from God, not because they don't want God, but because of the current of the situation, the current of the ocean, the current of the price of dollars dropping or increasing, the current of whatever, name it all, that could be their situations. And they think this is it for them. This is for them to know. Because this is why it's a friend thing. Friends tell themselves everything. Because when I look at you, all I can tell you, Dante, is it must have been God.
It must. It is God.
It is God.
It is God.
That we did not only catch up with many, we caught up with many. We overtook many. And we still overtaken many. And we never tired. That's the interesting thing. We never tired. The longer we're running, the stronger we'll become. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. Amazing.
That's the interesting thing about this.
It's amazing.
The longer we're running, the more it's like
amazing.
The speed is the fuel. Don't you understand what I'm saying to you? That's the most interesting thing about all this. A lot are already tired. Fear of unknown is what they are dealing with. If all these things bafuka, if all these things end, or my strength is failing, don't it? You know me, and I know you. Rock solid, like rock tough. Is it rock tough? Call up your company.
Yeah, yes,
rock tough. Don't it? That's the joy. When I probably talk, the energy was plenty. Energy plenty, not energy physically. The dreams and the possibilities.
Never say never.
Someone that's we now live in a state where nothing is impossible.
Nothing.
We've come to that understanding that nothing is
achievable.
You understand, Dante?
Yeah.
Because people need to know. Nigeria needs to know. The whole world needs to know. Our friends need to know. The old needs to know. The young needs to know. Everyone that is still living needs to know that God said a living dog is better
than a
dead lion. That with God, all things are possible. How, we might not know. But one way or the other, it will start.
To those who believe.
Yes, to those who believe. It will just start perfecting it. Even you will not know it was the one perfecting it until you reach the height of the bigger picture and you look back and you start seeing where his hand took everything over, you could look back into your life. You could look at the junction where his own hand took everything over till date, and he started perfecting it. And that becomes the reason why you see beyond religion, because you've come to know him as God. If anyone want to talk religion to you, I say, no, let's talk about God. I have things to say. Because it's God I saw. It's God with his unseen hand, with grace and mercy, working the heart of people for me, not against me.
Which is sufficient.
Yes. Like blessed Uncle Solo, he worked his heart for you, not against you. Say the heart of every man is in the hands of God. I say, like the way he can turn it the way he wants. That professor, God arrested his hand and he turned it for you, not against you. Even when you wanted to drop, say, no, and get the deep DE form, and so on and so forth. And many bigger names that I know you probably will not mention today, that God has used them for you, not against you.
So guess what?
Tell me.
Professor Owe
Yeah.
of Lee City University, why I showed my concern, but I'm struggling, I can't pay these things. I said, don't worry, apply for scholarship. And so they started with the 40%, and then they increased it to 60%. So I eventually still enjoyed scholarship.
Now,
So
amazing.
just because you mentioned that, the other people got involved. God has a way of.
He just worked them for you. And that's my definition of blessing. Blessing is when everything God made begins to work for you. When everything, both the air, because you could have recorded it and say, guess what they did? When the breakthrough came and I developed cancer. I'm not mocking those that have cancer. Or I developed pneumonia. Or I had one bad. It could have been so. Even microorganism worked for you. You chop poison, you know poison at that time. You drank bad water, you traveled many roads a lot.
I chop poison treat you.
Did you die? I didn't even know. You understand?
Yeah.
Because even, that's like Jesus said. He said, even if you drink poison, it won't harm you. That's what he said.
Yeah.
It won't harm you. Because at that time it's for you. Everything God made, when they start working for you, that's one definition of blessing. To the most littlest, to the most micro thing to mosquito. God made it. When God is working for you, mosquito will pass you by. Because in that season, you are walking in the goodness of God and the mercy of God. Like I said, your mercy, O Lord. And what is mercy? Mercy triumph over judgment. Every judgment against you that has held me captive. Talking about our story, that say this one won't let it will fail like others in generation have failed. It will not succeed like many have not succeeded. We were just doing our thing, but do we know many fought against our life spiritually at that time? But when mercy stepped in, said, let this one go.
Mercy prevailed.
Mercy prevailed, will always prevail over judgment. And thank God, it says his mercies are new every morning. You know? Because I want every one of our friends to know that no matter what they are going through, they shouldn't quit. Because if you don't quit, God will not quit. One of the things is it is not part of it's not in our equation.
Mm-hmm.
And even while we're running, even when we don't even know what we're running to, we keep running to God in our own direction. It might not look like the societal acceptable way, but one way or the other,
We run to God.
we were running to God in our own way. That uncle you wanted to go and see was the image of God. Like, at least this will let God just touch. There's nobody you will want to turn to that you will not wish God goes before you or that person first. And that's what God wants us to see. The intent of our heart is what He looks at. The situation around were chaotic, but the intent of our heart, our cry in our own way still, and will always be, help me, O Lord. Help me, O Lord. When you are all alone, don't say I know. By the counsel you give me, when you see me the next day, when I call my own chaotic, I know you must have gone to seek the face of the Lord. It's really concerning me that, Lord, how will I help my day when midday? Because I know midday is coming tomorrow morning. And it's coming like tsunami. Don't you know the way I come now? I will always come like tsunami. First, let's go for a walk first. Have you had Amala? The Amala, don't say I'm not here for Amala. I'm not here. They calm down. Let's go first. And you will now do your DJ voice. And say, why are you romancing with your voice? Don't you say, maybe calm down. You know me with my leg, just enter. Just when I be talking, you will take your eyes off. And I know now you are saying, God, how will I deal with this dude? You understand? But jokes apart, even in our heart, it was God. It's always been God, until you know me so well. I know you so well. It's always been God.
It does.
Even when we don't know how to characterize it, we don't know how to define it. It's always been God. And I keep saying this again and again because real life situation in the limelight of God, in that direction, that's where you find solution.
We thank God.
And we thank God, really, don't see.
Yeah.
So it is true that the Lord do perfect things that concerns human.
Yes.
But their heart must pound after him in their own way. Let the pounding of your heart be bigger, even if it's smaller in voice, than the echo that the society is telling you to cry out to thee. God said, he said, if your faith is as small
As a mustard
state, you say to this mountain, move and move. We had faith those times until it was because it was smaller compared to the ones we compare ourselves with. We never knew that our mountains so can move until today's our mountains have moved. And that's the assurance we have that any mountain that still come will move. And they keep moving to the glory of God.
Thanks for being a friend.
Thank you, Dante, for being a friend. A friend indeed. My blood.
My brother.
My brother. The Don.
Mighty.
The Don.
Mighty.
The Don.
Mighty.
The Don.
Mighty.
It's been a pleasure, Dante. It's
Same
a
here.
pleasure to have you today.
Same here.
It's a pleasure, real pleasure to have you, Dante.
Same here, bro.
You know, and so yeah, it's been a blessing. It's a blessing, and I'm happy that we can be a blessing now
To others.
to others, to our friends, especially younger friends that we have. I want them to see that they might be younger to us, but we can still be friends.
Yes.
When God is involved, age is irrelevant.
True.
It's purpose that matters. Age is irrelevant because friends will tell you everything. The older will tell you everything, and they will not put age to it so that you can pick what you need to go. So before we round up, eventually, what do you have to say to our friends, Sanjay?
Okay, God is God is the foundation. Without the foundation, nothing can be built on. Nothing. You will only labor in vain. And a lot of people are finding the foundation in wrong soil. The kind of foundation that you need for a marshy ground will be different. I know God is the same, but I wish I could explain this in a more simpler way. Maybe if you continue to follow this channel, I believe you should subscribe to this channel. You'll be able to understand this concept of what I'm trying to build. Basically, no matter where you find yourself, no matter how it looks impossible, make sure that God is the foundation. Everything will be fine at the end of the day. That's what I have to say for that.
And that's why God said the ending of a matter is better than the beginning.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And it's as real as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The God is real.
Yeah. The ending of a matter is better.
So someone is saying, but how can I find God in that club? Just like my situation. Can I find God there? Is God there?
In the club?
Yeah. Should be years until I go to church. Yeah. God's everywhere.
because he rules in the affairs
of man, of everywhere. So in your situation, regardless of what the situation is, you just have to acknowledge that God is involved, regardless, because that's the fear. Some people condemn themselves. Some people even use religion. They say, but I'm not a Christian. So God is God. At least you have to know that first. So yeah, build a relationship with him. He will direct your path.
It's people that choose to define him in their own way and box it in religion. It's bigger than religion.
Yeah.
You know, all the acts that all human should do is to trust in him. To trust in the Lord with all your heart. He doesn't say you should not think, because your brain will function as he created you. But say, but don't lean
on your own
understanding, because there is more to what your understanding is not sufficient.
That verse makes it simple. Acknowledge him.
Yes. He said, lean not on your own understanding. Don't condemn your understanding, but that's not it. Say, but lean not on that, but in all your ways
acknowledge him,
and it will direct your paths. Give thanks to God Almighty, don't he? That here we are today. All right. So, like they were saying in Yoruba, top. Friends, what else can I say? It's been a wonderful moment in the house with my brother, Tony Roland Awobode, aka Dante. Time will not permit us to share more, but the little within this episode that we can just talk as friends. So you are friends, is what you've had us shared. And the purpose of this is not only for us, though it's a platform for us to tell about the goodness and reflect even within ourselves on how far the Lord has been there throughout the journey, but also to strengthen you, our dear friends out there, to encourage you, to let you know that don't give it up. Hold on, hang on. Don't forget that God rules in the affairs of men. You might need to watch this episode again and again and again to pick up the strength that you need for that your situation. But I believe in the few things we've touched on, one or two of it will be relating to what you're going through right now. But this is to let you know that it's a success story. Like we are sharing our success stories. Even if that's the state you are, if you hang on enough and let God keep pulling out of that married clay, like he did for us, you will soon achieve your own success story when you put your feet on the solid rock enough to encourage others. So I will say again, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, to click on the notification button to know when another episode drops, so you can be the first one to know. We thank you for staying tuned today with me and my friend in the house, Dante. Until next time, it's me, Olumide Lewis, saying goodbye.